Peace and love, family. Welcome back. For those of you who are new, my name is Monte. This is my channel, Optimal One, Fitness One. I bring free videos and I also bring free advice when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to exercise, or anything else that you want to know. I try to bring it right. So let's get to the point that we're going to get to today. Had a few people ask me about a few things concerning nutrition, concerning calories, calorie count, weight loss, meat, dairy, the ketogenic diet, etc. So let me put out this disclaimer right here. Let me go ahead and preface this with this. I'm no extremist on anything, meaning that if information is brought to me that goes against what it is that I've accepted to be true, and that information, I can see the truth in that information, even though it's at odds with what it is that I believe, I drop what it is that I believe and I ride with the truth. So with that being said, I'm a plant-based eater, i.e. some of you call it vegan or whatever, but I'm a plant-based eater, so to speak. I like to go by that term because vegan has now conjured up a connotation that is kind of negative, as extreme as people who go overboard, and some of them do go overboard. I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't mad at you for eating that meat, but what I am trying to tell you is, don't tell me that that meat is essential and absolutely necessary for my survival. I disagree 100%. Nothing is natural or necessary for the survival of this species, the human species, that has to be modified in order to consume it, in order not to be poisoned or sickened by it. It makes no sense that the intelligence that is behind everything that exists, some of you like to call it God, I like to call it just nature. Whatever that intelligence is that is in everything that exists, that brings forth everything that is manifested in the physical, that to me is the God force. And with its superior intellect, knowledge, and its way to bring forth new life, and to design this magnificent vehicle that we ride in on a daily basis, that we have been given control over, that we did not make ourselves, no way would it be so negligent and not provide for us a proper way to eat without it having to be modified or twisted in order so that it wouldn't poison us, or in order that it wouldn't make us sick, or even have the really ability to be able to consume it without having tools. All these things are great achievements of the human, to be able to create tools, to be able to utilize our massive intelligence that is drawn from nature's intelligence, and be able to bring forth the modern conveniences that we have. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. I love that I can sleep on the bed. I love that I don't have to be out there laying in the grass or any of that type of mess. I'm going to keep it 100. But at the same time, I know that all these things, again, are modern conveniences that we have been able to bring forth. Life would still exist if we didn't have this mess. You understand what I'm saying? If you're in the right climate, and if you're in a plant-based environment where nature is propping up the foods that you naturally need to eat. Now let's move on from that. Let's deal with this ketosis, all right? So a lot of individuals are on the ketogenic diet, and it does produce results when it comes to weight loss. But I want you to keep this in mind. Anytime you are consuming less calories than you are burning off, then you're going to lose weight. Simple as that. It doesn't matter what the diet is, all right? So let's get away from the idea that just because you're losing weight, that this is something that's natural, that this is something that is sustainable, and that this is something that is not going to have a long-term effect on a negative effect on your human mechanism, this body, the cells, the organs, etc. This is not the case, and this is where the problem comes in with man's modern intelligence and our ability to do things and utilize things to work for our advantage in the short term, but works against nature, which means it works against us in the long term. You want to be in harmony with nature, with anything that you're doing. And if you are in harmony with nature, then you're going to give yourself, and I'm going to give myself, the best chance to make a healthier body and to sustain that health naturally and prolong our life absent any tragic accident or anything that comes about that is forced upon us that takes our life. So when you're dealing with the ketogenic diet, you're dealing with a concept that tells you to eat fats pretty much. Limit carbs, even the carbs that come from vegetables. I think it's eliminating all the grains, definitely eliminating processed sugars, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? Eliminating pretty much everything but fat and protein, so to speak. Again, and the fat is primarily coming from animal source of products. So let's think about this, and let's think about the convenience and the feasibility of us being able to consume animal product at animal meat at a rate that this ketogenic diet is recommending before the advent of our modern convenience vehicles, i.e. the microwave, i.e. the refrigerator, the stove, the cooking utensils, the knives, the pots, the pans, the storage utensils, everything that we need in order to be able to follow this diet is something tied to a modern convenience because of the ability to be able to consume this type of meat and fat daily on a regular basis. Remember, we've only been here as individuals a short period of time. This modern convenience has only been here a short period of time in the annals of human history. So you mean to tell me that all the millions of years that the human being has been on this earth, that in the last 30 to 40 years, it's become necessary that the human being go away from the desired and the preferred choice of energy of our body, which is carbs, which is glucose, to use as the energy, as the body prefers that as its source of energy. The body knows best. So you mean to tell me after all these millions of years, excuse me, in order not to become fat, or in order to lose weight because we have become fat, that we must eat fat, excuse me, and eat it at a rate eliminating pretty much all carbohydrates, all glucose sources, pretty much. And then this is the way that we have to lose weight. Again, it wasn't even feasible to be able to be done less than 100 years ago, to be able to cook, kill, and store all this meat and fat in order to consume it the way the ketogenic diet is having us to consume it in order for us to lose fat. This is a new phenomenon. This is a created phenomenon. It works when it comes to you losing fat, but it is not natural. It is working against the natural flow of the human species, of our physiology, of our cellular process, etc. And in the long run, it's gonna work against us. Just because you lose weight doesn't mean that you've reached that place, the right and optimal way. That's just like those who take steroids to build big muscles. Just because the muscles are big and tight, just because you have the least amount of body fat that you can possibly have as a human being, doesn't mean that you're not destroying the body. And those who know about steroids know that the steroids are destroying the body while presenting a beautiful body to us, as an example. So again, don't get caught up and be made delusional by the illusion of appearance. There's nothing natural about having to consume animal fats, fats from nuts, fats from oils, processed things, things that have to be cooked, things that have to be modified in order to be consumed, in order for us to be healthy. It makes no sense at all. I don't care anything about the acronyms behind or before your name, the PhDs, the MDs, the BSs, the ADs. All that means nothing if those who wear those titles are working against what is natural, even though they're producing something that produces a result in the short term. So the ketogenic diet is not natural to the human apparatus when it comes to us losing weight. You and I have been made into a mindset and basically brought up and raised into a society that is backwards when it comes to the understanding of the frequency of our meal consumption and the types of foods that are natural for the human species. All right? So again, eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, and eating all in between, this is not natural. This is the ability of us to be able to do it doesn't make it natural. You must understand that. That doesn't mean it's natural because we can do it. Again, there's a lot of things that go on with the overconsumption of food. And even though you're consuming food all day, every day, and you're eating small bits of it, and you're losing weight, it's not because you've eaten all day, every day. It's because you're consuming less calories than you're burning off. There's no doubt about that. The idea that the metabolism is somehow sped up because you're eating more, no. The metabolism is just working all those many times more when it comes to eating all that day. It's nothing about a speed. It's about it's actually working. And this in and of itself is opposed to longevity. Anytime that we're consuming food, anytime that our body's metabolizing food, we are creating free radicals. We are creating a state within inside the body that is likely producing free radicals, which induce inflammation within the body, which in turn feeds disease, feeds all types of illnesses. So again, you're working against that which is natural, i.e., you need to learn how to fast. This is natural. This is what the human species was born into and just recently developed the ability via its mechanisms of convenience, microwaves, ovens, the refrigerators, the storage units, to be able to have the access to be able to cook and eat foods at this level, all right? All the time. And this has come back to bite us in the tail. I'll give you more on the fasting, guys. I do it all the time. It's beautiful, it's natural, and I prove to you in a matter of time that this is the natural way that we are designed to go about eating food and the frequency of food. And I'll talk to you more about the plant-based nutrition. But with that being said, ketogenic diet, again, it will work in the short term, no doubt about it. You will lose fat, you will lose weight. It will show some improvement on your physiology and maybe even on diabetics when it comes to sugar levels, A1C and so forth. But don't be confused or misled by the short-term gains of that which is not natural. Peace, love. I'll be right back at you. Peace.